People are, I guess, considering what, the third person to
in the
do
world.
standing double backflip. So let's check this out. What's up, guys? Today's guest is a professional movement athlete and the owner of Springy Toad. Please welcome to the JAMCast, Mr. Tanner Witt.
What's up, guys?
Yo, what's up, man? How you doing?
What's up? Good, and you?
Dude, I'm super good. We actually just spent the weekend together in San Francisco.
Yes, we did.
Technically, I guess, Redwood City over at Adrenaline Worldwide's War Battle.
Yes.
Super cool. How long were you up there for?
I was there for about 4 days.
Oh, nice.
From Friday to Monday.
So you guys like made a whole trip out of it.
Yeah, it was very last second and unplanned, though.
And who were you up there with? You went up with like Bailey.
Bailey and Pasha were already up there.
Okay.
And then me and Korn went separately.
Nice.
Because we got the okay, so we're like, all right, let's go.
And he's referring to Andrew, right? For people that may not know, Andrew
Freeman.
Pop Like Cord.
Yep.
Heck
Pop
yeah,
like
man.
Cord.
And I guess the craziest thing that we saw, we watched the Adrenaline Worldwide battles with Shosei and Michael Guthrie, Taka throwing down. But honestly, I think the man that stole the weekend is most likely you sitting right there.
Thank you, man.
And for those of you that may be living under a rock or haven't seen this, we actually featured your clip on the Jam Breakdown. And real quick, Connor, pull it up. This is probably one of the quickest times we've pulled up a video on a Jamcast. But for those of you out there that haven't seen this, the top one, you are technically, people are, I guess, considering what, the third person to do standing double backflip. So let's check this out. Bro, look, I think what's cooler than just you landing it is this moment that's captured here, which is like just pure raw energy.
Oh, that clip is 2 minutes long. That's only 15
the whole
seconds
thing?
of it. Yeah.
There's so many questions I gotta ask. So, like, when did this happen? What day was it? Do you remember?
Okay, so it was literally the day that I pulled up. So I pulled up at 3 a.m.
No way.
Got 2 hours of sleep. Woke up at 5 because everyone was awake.
Okay.
At the Adrenaline House. So we went to the gym. We went to Adrenaline. I saw the gym. I looked at the floor. I loved the floor for punching. Like if you're running and punching.
Yeah.
But Pasha and Bailey were making jokes like, oh, do standing double back. I'm like, oh, absolutely not on this floor. Are you kidding me? Like, on this floor? No. So we were there for about 2 hours, and then we left.
Okay.
And then we came back, and the lights were dimmed, and it just looked like a set. Like, it was like, dude, you're doing standing double back right now. Like,
no
and
way.
that's how the vibes were for me. Like, I walked in, and the way, I don't know. So
that's crazy.
I set a few standing backflips just playing with it, and everyone's like, oh, you got it. And for those of you who don't know, the Adrenaline floor is not a normal spring floor. It's like karate mats.
It's tatami mats on top of springs. So it doesn't bounce a lot. It kind of gives. It's like a slow trampoline reaction.
So if you're doing a standing trick on it, it's not going to benefit you. It's not like it gives you spring.
It gives you nothing at all.
It gives you nothing at all. So and it's also not like it's soft if you're coming at it from a hard impact, but from like such a low flip, it's not soft. It's just boom.
So you basically had all the variables against you.
And it was literally standing double backflip, me, and time, because I knew that I wasn't gonna wait till, a year from now or whatever. Like, I had to get it done.
Wow.
I had to get done. I probably set like 5-6 backflips, and then Shosei and Michael Guthrie and Bailey and Pasha and Denise Franco and all those boys, they were like, you really got it. And I'm like, just the way they were saying it to me and looking at me, I was like, all right, we're doing it.
Wow.
First time I sent it, I got hands and feet.
Okay. And I've seen you do that before in some clips, even at Jam.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's just how it's been. But the difference between this time and the other times is I was not going to let my knees hit that hard floor. Like, I was too scared of that. So I just tried harder than I ever tried in my life to land it.
Okay.
And my feet actually got under me the first try. the second try, and I knew that third one was going to be the one.
Wow.
Like, I just knew it. I was like, this is the time. And
how long did you do those 3 tries? Was it like within the span of 5 minutes? Did you just bang it out right after
like
the other?
5 minutes. It was like 5-6 minutes.
No way.
It was, yeah.
That is crazy, man. And like you said, the lead up of who told you that you had it is pretty cool.
Okay,
to like.
Yeah, well, little funny backstory is like 2 weeks prior, Bailey and Pasha, for 2 weeks prior to me landing standing double back. So I landed it 6 days ago. So 2 weeks prior to that, they were just cracking jokes at me 24/7 about standing double back, about how I haven't landed it yet, and they're trying to use it as like motivation
to get you to do it.
To get me to do it.
Okay.
But I was like, sometimes they were actually ticking me off. I was like, oh, dang, I really got to get this. And then I think all the stars aligned. I mean, it was on Spring Street.
Yeah, you're right.
And I'm known as the Springy Toad.
Totally.
So when we pull up to the gym and it says Spring Street, everyone's like, oh, Tanner, Springy Street, it's your street. Like,
it's like everything aligned. It was just like this moment.
All the stars aligned. And
it's so crazy.
It didn't matter how bad the floor was. I guess it could have been no springs for all that mattered.
That's
wild. I like the adrenaline floor for punching and stuff, but for standing, I couldn't imagine myself doing it. But it happened.
That's so wild. How long have you been chasing this move for? Because I know for a while you put out some clips at Jam. Like, Connor, you could probably pull up some of those attempts on there. How many months have you been trying double back on flat?
Okay, so the first attempt I actually gave it. Well, this one right here is from no step, and that was my most recent one to landing it. And that was September, I believe, if I'm not wrong. So before that, I've tried it 12 times total. I landed it on my 12th.
Wow.
So
12 separate gym sessions.
No. 12 separate attempts.
Just 12 times. Like 12 actual attempts.
Yes.
No way.
So the way that worked was instead of training it so that I wasn't just throwing it all the time and taking those beatings. I wanted to train it the right way so that I could land it. And I actually prevented myself from throwing it many times. Like, I'd be at gym sessions and I'd just have the height and I'd be like, oh, I could totally do it right now, but why? I'm not going to land it.
That's smart, man.
And that's like a way to like get myself from, keep myself in the realm of standing dub back. Because like some people that have been trying it a lot, they're getting hurt, bruising their feet, their heels, their knees.
Then you're out for a month or a couple weeks.
Yeah, exactly. It just completely screws you up. My first time throwing it on the floor ever was April of 2019, like without any mats or anything.
No way.
But before that, I'd done it so many different scenarios, flat level, like to mat, from block, or
level resi pit.
Not even like on the floor even.
Okay.
Like I just was so scared to bring it to the floor.
Damn.
And then April, I finally did it. And I actually did it right off of a 6-hour plane ride from LA to Florida. Hop off the plane and did it.
That's crazy. So since April to now, that's 6 months. And you said you landed it on the 12th attempt. So
12th. So within 6 months.
That's wild.
It averages to about 1 to 2 attempts
per month. Yeah.
And that's
crazy.
all I needed. Because I was doing different things to help my training. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen me do knee backflip or...
Of course. I was going to ask you about that coming up. Yeah.
That really helps with, like, being able to flip super low to the ground is, like, one of the key things. Because I'm not Aaron Cook, and I don't just have magical springs in my legs. I can't get 9 feet in the air on a standing tuck.
Shout out to Aaron Cook.
Yeah, shout out to you.
Number 1 to land it.
Yes. First one to land it.
Hell yeah. And then we got to give a shout out to Nick Fry, number 2.
Nick Fry as well.
Hell yes.
Yeah, so because I can't jump that high, I have to use my rotation and different techniques to be able to get it around. I don't know if you guys noticed, but me and Nick, we are barely landing this. Like, we are not just doing this. Like, we are barely landing this trick.
Yeah.
Aaron Cook is landing it with ease. There's not a problem behind it.
I totally agree with you, dog.
I don't understand how it's possible.
I mean, yeah. He jumps out the roof.
Yeah.
He jumps out the roof.
It's unreal.
That's crazy, man. Well, yeah. I mean, what's crazy to me is that you put it into motion just 6 months ago, and you landed it within that time. Is this a move that you thought you would land when you first started training years ago?
So honestly, I remember being in 7th or 6th grade or something like that, just saying it to one of my friends, like, oh yeah, one day I'll do that. Like one day I'll do standing double back. I'll train for it. Way. But it just like I never thought it would actually happen until I started to make it. Like I want to say around like 2016, 2017, I was like, okay, this will happen one day.
Wow.
And before that, I was just like, it was out of the picture. And no one had landed it yet before that. So I was just like, no, there's no way. I'll never do it.
And for everyone out there that's listening and watching, for reference, how old are you at this point right now?
I'm 19.
19 years old.
So, yeah.
Wow.
And I've been training seriously training for about 10, 11 years. So.
Okay. It's crazy though. And in regards to your training though, did you ever do traditional gymnastics, or are you just completely self-taught as far as movement and parkour and flips are concerned?
I probably took one traditional class of every movement sport.
Okay.
Besides karate, I stuck with karate as a kid for a long time.
No
way.
Taekwondo. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm a black belt in Taekwondo. So
what?
Yeah,
dude, this is the second guy Eric Muka mentions a black belt too.
Really?
I had no idea. Yeah.
So
that's crazy. Where did you study martial arts, locally, or where are you from originally?
I'm actually from here, this city that we're in. As we're pulling up in the Uber, I was like, wow.
What, you're born here in the valley?
Yeah, I lived in the valley.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, no way. So you're born and raised in the valley?
Studio City.
No.
Valley Village.
That's crazy, man. So you're an LA kid like me.
Yeah, you know the school SOSIS, Sherman Oaks Center?
Yeah, Center for Enriched Studies.
That's where I went.
No way, dude. Yeah. That's crazy. You went there for middle school, high school? Middle school,
and then I moved to Florida for high school.
Okay, so that's kind of where I started seeing you train, though, was when you were in Florida.
Right,
so
that's when I started getting good, started getting power and control.
That's crazy. Yeah. And what made you move back to LA then after going to Florida for all those years for high school?
Florida's lame.
You got good though. Is that why you got good?
There's not many interesting things going on in Florida. So, you got some nice beaches, but that's about it. You got some terrible drivers, and yeah, it's boring.
How long have you been out here since then? When did you move back to LA?
I've been out here since February.
Oh, wow.
This year.
So just really recently, man.
Yeah, just like less than a year.
That's cool, man. And I've really been seeing you make the push with your socials and stuff ever since you made the way. So
yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. That's cool. Well, one of the things that I wanted to talk about, though, is because obviously you achieved this great accomplishment at this point. But one of the things I stumbled upon was your oldest video on YouTube. Connor, can you pull this up? Your first video on YouTube, or the one that's still up there right now, this oldest one, is your first session at Jam.
Oh, yeah, wow.
Dude. And I was like, what? Who's this little kid in this video? And sure enough, it was you like a few years back, like 5-6 years ago.
5 years ago. Yeah.
And who's in this video with you?
So, let me see. No faces yet.
It's so...
That's me.
Dude, that is so crazy to see.
That's
how
Zach
little
Camino.
you are.
I don't know if you know him.
I don't even think I know him.
He's a good friend of mine.
Dude, this is so funny. Like, you guys are literally practicing, like,
that's me.
Doing standing backflips. Here you do double front, right?
Trip. No, I'm kidding. Edited to look like a triple.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
so
no, I was not good at the time. But
how old are you?
Start.
How long have you been training, do you think, at this point? Like
5 years,
okay.
Probably. 5
wow.
years.
And is this before you went to Florida, or did you come visit at this point?
This was before I went to Florida. This was a lot before I went to Florida. It's like a year and a half before.
Wow, dude. It is crazy to see like how young you are and the things that you're training in the gym here compared to the things you train nowadays.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
It's so wild, man.
Yeah.
And so do you train or still keep in touch with any of the kids in this video? Or are they still training at a high level?
Skateboarding. I want to say 2 of them are really good skateboarders.
Nice, hell yeah.
That's all I've seen.
That's cool, but so you're the one that stuck with it, though.
I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that's what.
Oh, I think he might still train. I don't know.
It's cool to see, though, like what different paths people take. Like, you know, you stuck with it, and 5-6 years later, you're the third person in the world to land standing double back.
Yeah.
Who just started as a random kid like this going to open gyms. So
that's mind blowing.
Yeah, I think that's inspiring for a lot of the kids that are out there that are checking it out and stuff.
Yeah.
That's
I hope it is, because man, that journey was a mess. I would actually go home from a gym session sometimes and just be like, when will this happen? When will the day come that I'll land standing double back? And I realize you can't push it. It just has to come to you.
100%.
And that's what happened at Adrenaline. So
that's a pretty mature viewpoint for training too, because a lot of us when we're younger, we just want to land stuff. We want the Instagram clip, we want the clout, we want the fame. But for being 19 and realizing that, man, that's pretty impressive already. Now, for those of the kids that are out there that just saw that video of you and they're thinking how the hell did he get so good? How often do you train every day, and along the path to not just standing double back, but all your training in general? How often are you in the gyms, and how often are you outside?
I recently, over the past 9 months of being here in LA, I haven't trained as much in the gym as I would like. Okay. But I'm still training a lot by doing some grass stuff, some concrete stuff, and then going to gym sessions every now and then. Okay. But whenever we film our videos and stuff for YouTube and whatnot, we get a little bit of a workout in from that, and then we could just stay okay for the gym sessions that we go to. But I used to train a lot more. What
was it like back in Florida, I guess, or in those pivotal times?
In Florida, I was training 4 or 5 times a week. Damn. 4 or 5 days a week, multiple times a day.
No way.
Yeah.
Just going to gyms or just training any and everywhere you could?
Sometimes I would go train at a trampoline park, and then right when my wristband was over, I'd go straight to the gym, the gymnastics gym that's 5 minutes down the street. No way. And train there for 4 hours.
No way.
So I would train all day sometimes.
So you literally just put in the work in the hours, and that's...
Yeah, I guess. I mean, the earliest, I want to say from when I was 13 to 16 is when I put the most work into my training. I was really trying to find it. And then this past year, obviously, with standing double back, I just got super inspired. But before this past year, I was working on more technical things. And now I'm trying to get all those crazy hard tricks out of the way.
Get those bangers out. What do you think is the key to the success of your training? Do you think it's just the hours of repetition, or do you do cross training at all to build strength?
Honestly, it's training, learning how to fall really, really well in any situation. You're, falling forward, falling back. I don't know if you guys have probably seen, but I did this one video where I failed in target. I did a backflip and I smacked.
Let's pull that up. I was gonna ask you about that. So what happened, man? Because from someone that can do standing double backflip to fall on a backflip, people are probably wondering what happened.
Okay, so
first of all, the edit's hilarious. Whoever did the big 5 gun.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see, but as I'm setting for the flip, the lady behind me takes a little step back.
She got a little closer to you. Yeah.
She got a little closer to me, and as I'm jumping, I'm like, oh no, am I gonna land on her? And then I don't know. Look where my eyes are pointed while
You're looking at her the whole time.
I'm looking at her the whole time as I'm falling down to the ground, and I'm like, crap. And I use my right hand to slide my it was like a stunt fall.
Yeah,
I used my right hand to completely, or my right arm to completely slow down myself, and then just brace the impact. I know it looks like my head smacked really hard, but it didn't even touch the ground.
No way, just your back.
Yeah, it was just my back. My head got close, but it didn't. I guess I kept it up enough. It just barely didn't touch.
Is that the worst bail you've ever had?
No. Oh. No. I think if you want to see it, we can pull it up. Is
easily. It online?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Let's have Connor find that one
easy
for sure.
Find.
So in that one though, you were just doing a video series of sneaky flips and stuff like that, right?
Easiest way to get Ebola.
Oh, that's what it's called.
That's my fail.
Look that one up right now, Connor. So on this target one, when you flipped,
videos. Just click on videos.
What do you think?
Fail. Look up flip fail.
Dang, that's crazy. Is it on Instagram or YouTube?
It's on my YouTube channel.
Oh, it's on his YouTube channel? Okay, yeah, maybe just go to his YouTube and try to search it up. We'll let Connor try to figure that one out right now for us.
Okay.
Hell yeah. So obviously you were looking at that lady when that happened.
Yeah,
You know
so
what
that's what freaked me out. I was scared of landing on her, so I sacrificed myself, which I'm perfectly okay with because it turned out well, and
you got a clip still.
one of the most banger clips I've ever put out on the internet somehow. So let's do it.
And what was the final injury? Any injuries at all?
0.
No way.
I think I had a little bruise on my arm, but I didn't care.
Dang, you came out pretty well then.
Yeah.
That is a super rare one.
So here we go.
All right, so this is what you're claiming is the worst bail you've ever had. What were you going for?
I was going for a triple full, and I'd never done one in a gym. I'd never done one anywhere. I'm like, you know what? It's just double, but stay together.
And you did the
I guess I did double full into my head instead.
You did.
Yeah.
You said double full over rotate smash. How long ago was this?
I was 13 years old.
Dang, so that's quite some time ago.
Yes, that is the worst bail I've ever had.
Did you get a concussion or anything?
I was out of it. I don't remember.
You stood up really quickly.
Yeah, I stood up and then fell back down after the video.
No way. So you're definitely concussed.
Yeah, that was not good.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah,
well,
bad.
It's funny to see a clip like that, though, and then hear about how you were so conservative with going for standing double back. Do you think it's because of that?
I've been through it all. Like, dude, I know what it is. I've seen it all.
So you're basically like a product of all those bails is being safe in your training now.
Yeah, I mean, you have to know how to fail. Like, if you're falling towards your neck, like, you need to know that doing this is terrible.
Tuck that chin.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
I see some really sketchy fails. I'm like, yo, that could have been so easily avoided if he did this or this.
Totally.
Those are the types of things that will just keep you safe in your training. That way you can try harder things and still maintain, like, safety.
I agree. I think the air awareness is key. I mean, there's no coincidence that guys like Pasha, they almost fall on purpose and make a joke out of it. You got guys like Bailey Payne who got hit by a car and he spotted the ground and rolled out.
Right.
So clearly there's something to say.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
It's almost like we have like this instinctual like whole thought process in the air. We can like control what's about to happen.
Totally. And from so many years of doing flips, you can like see the ground. You're not closing your eyes. You're actually seeing what's happening.
It's completely like visual for me.
That's super wild, man.
All flips are.
Now, Connor, can you pull up his sneaky flips compilation?
Oh, yeah.
or just actually pull up his pull up the sketchy flips.
Okay.
Yeah, look.
Aye.
Now,
this was so stupid.
So for those of you that listen on the audio, what we're going to take a look at right now is a compilation he put out of some of his sketchiest clips to date. Some of which are outside, some of which are in the gym. And now when you're doing these missions, do you have a plan before you go and do these, or do you just find them based on the environment you're in?
I mean, most of them I walk up to whatever it is and I'm like, okay, this could be done here. And then I just like somehow make it happen. That one was like completely planned. It wasn't even sketchy. I was just like, I'll do that. Yeah, that was pretty sketchy because I don't know if you could see, but only Brittany is holding that block. And then this other little kid on the other side. And I'm coming in from a back handspring. Yeah, that was kind of sketchy.
Oh, man, that's so funny.
Yeah, that one was sketchy because I had to like full the other way to avoid hitting the wall.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Oh, that was crazy, dog. That was crazy. I hadn't seen that one. Yeah. That was wild. Yeah. No way, dude. Now, do you have a favorite one out of all of these?
Yes, it was that first one.
The first one. Okay, the
backflip
grocery cart
into the shopping cart.
Wow. How many attempts did it take you? One shot?
One.
Okay.
Because if it wasn't one,
done.
Where are my shins? Where are my shins, my toes, my teeth?
I've seen one really bad shin precision once where a guy hit his toes and slipped and then just shinned it on the wall.
Oh,
just scraped his whole thing.
I know which one you're talking about.
And my man literally walked over to a trash can and threw up.
Oh.
I was like, wow, he literally hit his shin so hard he couldn't handle the pain. Yeah. And
this is pretty sketchy too. I don't watch my right leg lock out.
Ooh. Oh, almost hyperextended your knee.
That one was sketchy. That one hurt. That one actually hurt.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And so, like, this is a question that I ask guys that are kind of like at a level that you're at right now and also building a social media following. Are you doing these things for you at this point? Or are you doing them for the views? What's inspiring this movement, you know?
It's all like, it's definitely not for the views.
Okay.
It's for me, but it's more like to have an arsenal of things I can look at when I'm older.
Yeah.
So my future me has something to be like proud of. I don't know.
Okay. No,
I
totally
it's not
get it.
really like for me. I don't know. I'm just in the moment having fun, just like doing it all.
Hell yeah.
And then in the future, I'll see, you know, what I really did. Like, I'm sure in 20 years from now, the fact that I did standing double backflip in my life will mean a lot more than it does right this second. Because
100%.
it's like, so.
That's cool, man. It's a cool perspective to have at a young age like that, because that's something that I'm thinking about as I get older, which is like now it's all about a legacy. Like I'll have demo reels to show kids and families from now.
Right,
you know?
yeah.
That's
my
great.
Instagram, like I post every day. Like I have a lot. I've got like 1,200 posts on my Instagram, and they're all just like training clips. Like every single one, basically. So, yeah.
And when you go out there, are you stockpiling clips, or do you try to shoot a new clip every day?
I try and shoot new things every day. Sometimes when I go to the gym, to the same gym, multiple days in a row, I get caught up in trying the same thing over and over again each day.
Okay.
And then I'm like, I've got one clip because I don't want to post the same thing over and over again.
Totally.
Yeah, I just go about it naturally, just film whenever I can.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool.
Try not to stay stressed about it because it's just an app. Just film and post.
And now, have you ever sustained any serious injuries that have ever taken you out from training, or have you been pretty safe over the course of your career?
I've never had anything that's taken me out, but I've had things that like set me back. Like one time I had such a bad bruised heel that I couldn't cork for like almost a year.
Yeah,
literally.
yeah.
And
yeah,
it
yeah.
sucked.
Bruised heels are no joke because they don't heal.
I
yeah.
wanted to do corks so bad, but it didn't work.
That's super wild. Well, you're super lucky, dog. You should knock on some wood
Yeah.
at this point. Now, one of the other moves that you kind of popularize and become like well known for is the knee backflip. Can you pull that one up, Connor? Now, do you know who was the first in the world to popularize this or do this? It was, right?
I was the first to do it on
the
that
flat
surface.
Yeah, to not on a spring floor.
On a surface that's not spring floor or grass. Someone had tried it or Nick Fry actually was the other person to land it on the spring floor.
Yes.
Then Fassinet Silla and a bunch of other guys started landing it. And then Dominic Hughes, for example, my friend. So many people realize, like, oh, that's not that hard. I can do it.
Okay.
I mean, it is hard.
It's
very hard. But,
Definitely.
like, if you have the power to jump from your knees to your feet, it's not much different than a backflip. So.
Wow. That's crazy. When did you land the first one? I know that one that we just showed a second ago at Santa Monica.
I'm not sure what the date was. The first one that I consider, like, the one I considered as first or whatever, was the one in the grass because I hadn't seen anyone land it in the grass.
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, it was like down a hillish kind of.
Totally.
You guys featured it in the JAMCast, actually.
Yeah, totally.
And then like 2 or 3 weeks later, I did it on that really hard surface in Santa Monica.
Damn. Okay, on the rubber surface at Santa Monica.
Yeah, that like turfy rubber.
That is wild.
And that's the first.
It's the first real like hard surface outside.
And then some other guy randomly recently did it on like a hard surface. So there's like a couple of us now.
That's wild, man. And what's the key to that move though? I mean, to me,
it's all arms.
just looks
like you can't you can't rely on your legs at all. You want to push through the top of your toes.
Okay. From
the ground, like you can't cheat. Like, you know how people put their toes under their feet?
Try to push off of them.
That actually won't even help you.
So you have to be on the instep, like this flat.
Yeah, you got to be on the flat part of your foot and then push completely off, like, the bottom of your toes to get that full extension. And then you got to throw your arms harder than you've ever thrown for a backflip. Okay. And you're going to throw really hard and then get really low and be really confused. But that's, like, all you can do because you're going off your knees.
Is there a safe way to train that?
No.
Okay.
Just putting that out there.
There's no safe way. Did you neck it a few times or? I've
never necked it. Okay. But I've gotten really close to my face. I've hit my nose on them before, like coming down. You know, I'm super close to the ground. I've scraped my nose on the way to my feet before. Okay. Nothing too bad, but I've seen people get really hurt on it. Like, saw some kid neck it in his living room. Like, what are they?
What are you thinking? Yeah. That's crazy, man. And do you have any desire to take that to a harder surface, or are you good with where you're at?
Good. I'm good with that surface.
Hell yeah. You're like, I was first outside, so we'll take that. Now,
don't need anything.
Along the lines of that, are there any other moves that you're currently chasing right now? Not to put like pressure on you to put in public, but is there anything in your mind you're chasing?
Yeah, there's a couple things.
Okay.
I want to land standing double back, but with no step back.
Kind of like the one you did at Jam, where you're standing super still.
So that will be world's first, I guess.
Yeah. Because everyone so far, even Aaron and Nick did a step back.
So Aaron and Nick did it, and then apparently some dude in the 70s, some Japanese dude did it. But I don't know. I don't know. I
personally, when Aaron put his out, I put a comment online that pissed a lot of people off. I saw a guy doing them here in LA like 10 years ago at Gymnastics Olympica, and he was getting around like pretty wildly to where he was landing them easily, just barely tapping his hands, and he was like a Russian gymnast acrobat. Yeah. Do you know Ryan Houchin, who used to be on Tempest?
Yes.
Ask Ryan about the standing double backs at GO. We witnessed this guy do them like 10 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. But he was doing them differently, though. You know what I'm saying? Like
with a step and stuff?
Yeah, with the step and stuff like that. And it wasn't clean. Yeah. It wasn't. It didn't look exactly the same, but he was attempting them. It's crazy. So.
Okay.
Yeah. But what's on your list? Standing double back.
Standing double back, no step back. That's definitely one of the things. Round off double back, pop double full. That's another one. Really want that one.
Dub attempt. Yeah. Okay.
Dub back, pop double.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is that.
How many times have you attempted this one?
Well, I've only gotten one real attempt, and that's that one.
No way.
Yeah.
Dude, that wasn't that far off
Connor
either.
Was there for me, actually.
I feel like you could have totally landed that one, too.
Yeah,
you were so close. You could have sunk your legs under.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any other things on the list?
Yes. I want to do full in, full out outside. I haven't released any clips of that yet.
Full in, full out. All right.
But I do full in, back outs all the time outside. I want to do full in, full out.
At a round off?
No, standing off something.
Just off a ledge. All right. Dang.
Kaylin Chan is the only person to do that, by the way.
Yeah.
I want to do that as well.
And my man did it in combo, too. He's a wild one.
No, the full?
He didn't do full in combo?
No, he did full in combo, but he did a full off this, like, huge cliff in Utah to, like, sand.
Way. Okay.
Not huge. It was, like, pretty,
That's wild. Cool. All right, so you got 3 tricks on the list right now.
Yeah, I got a few more, but...
Keep them quiet. Yeah. It's like Z. Z's got a couple that he had in his head, but he didn't want to say out loud.
Yeah,
here.
There's a couple that I just shouldn't say because...
Yeah. Don't say it.
Jinx myself.
Exactly. We'll let you keep a few things to yourself so you can train them, man. Yeah. So what's the goal right now? Now that you're out here in LA, do you have any goals for the industry or yourself professionally, or what are you focusing on?
I want to grow. Well, my new clothing brand, Springy Toad. I want to stay out here and keep pushing this.
And where can people find that stuff, and what's Springy Toad about?
So Springy Toad, well, the reason I'm called Springy Toad is because I jump high, obviously, as you guys see. But I adopted that name through some old friends that I've had here in LA. And it's not necessarily jumping high that's being a springy toad. It's having fast reflex muscles.
Okay.
Like Nick Fry and me and Kai Fleming and Nico Vershinin and Fastinet Silla. There's like you can see the flick in the muscles when they take off Aspen Tree.
Yep.
So there's certain people that you could see that you could just call them like a toad right there.
Totally.
Toad. Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to push is like there's those athletes out there that have the reflex muscles.
Fast twitch bursts.
Fast twitch reflex muscles, yeah.
Okay, super cool.
Yeah, so.
And so what are you doing? You're selling merch right now just on your site?
Yeah, I'm selling merch right now. Eventually, I want to build one day in the far future, have a gym out of it. Where I can, like, mainly teach what I want to teach, like.
Super dope.
Yeah.
And then what's the other focus for yourself right now? Are you just focused on creating content online?
Yeah, mainly just, like, keep doing what I'm doing. It's working, kind of. Keep me flat where I am. I just want to keep doing that, have fun with it. If any opportunities come along the way, they're there. But I just want to stay doing what I'm doing right now because I think it's the most fun way to make a living.
Hell yeah.
For sure.
That's super cool. And you've kind of got like a little squad out here that you're like able to train and create content
always.
with. And who are you with on the regular these days?
Bailey, Payne, Andrew Friedman, Pop Like Corn.
Yep.
Brittany Hertz.
Okay.
Dominic Hughes, as you guys see.
Yeah. Dom Hughes is a monster.
Pasha, Eric. So yeah, there's like a good group of us that are always together. Right now, Nick Fry and Mo are there. So.
Oh no way! They're hanging out right now.
Yeah, me and Nick Fry just filmed a standing up back video.
No way!
Yeah.
All right, so you're gonna go hang out with them after this?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Please tell them what's up, man. I gotta get both those guys on here for sure too.
For sure.
Hell yeah! And they'll both be guests at the Jam Gathering, which you're also gonna be a guest at.
Yes, I'm like so excited for the Jam Gathering.
Hell yeah! For those of you out there, November 22nd to 24th.
So excited. Come
out and throw down with Tanner and a bunch of other legends that are going to be in the building. It's going to be insane.
Michael Guthrie, can't name anymore.
Dude, we're about to put out a brand new flyer. This episode may be out by then, so I guess I'll drop some more hints. Here's some other guests we haven't announced yet: Aiden Kennedy, Johan Grisilla, Taka Inamoto, Jordan Alexander, Ethan Turner, Dom Lewis, and we even talked to Little Nidal. So, yeah, man. Okay. So we got a bunch of people coming out, dude.
Wow, that's exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome, man. So for those of you out there, come through LA, and it'll be a dope little gathering.
It'll be amazing.
Yeah.
You guys must come.
Hell yeah, man. So with that being said, I mean, you're one of the youngest guys we've ever had on here. And with that, I always like to just ask, like, where do you see yourself in 5 years from now, and where do you see yourself in 10 years from now, if you can even look that far ahead?
Okay. I could probably look at, like, 5...
I know it's different for guys like you. That's why I asked this.
Hard.
Yeah,
I mean, that's kind of hard. I mean,
there's
5 years from now, I see myself either peaking in training or using my training for different things because my body won't be able to take it anymore. 10 years from now, I want to have a gym opened.
Okay. Hell yeah. That's a super cool goal, man. Super cool goal. And I guess as long as you're training safe like you are, your body will hold up as best as it can.
Yeah.
Do you do anything for regular maintenance at this point, or just
go in the hot tub every once in a while? That's it. That's all I can do.
That's not a bad life, dog. That's not a bad life.
You mean like to fix my body?
Yeah.
Right? Like when I'm
you pretty much just feel good though, right?
I stretch.
Okay.
I stretch for a while sometimes, but
man,
other than that.
This is cool, though. You guys heard it here first. He feels no pain right now at 19 years old. So we'll have to do a follow-up episode.
Actually, that is not true.
Oh, all right.
This past week, I've been in the most pain I've ever been in.
Really? Where at?
Just because of standing double back.
All the pressure.
I swear, the amount of energy I exerted to land it on that hard floor, my knees took so much impact. My ankles took so much impact.
All the compression.
My arms threw so hard. My arms were so sore for 2 days after that. My hips hurt. Like, I was sleeping all day for the next 2 days.
After you landed it?
After I landed it.
Wow, so your body went into recovery mode.
Yeah, literally.
No way. I kind of believe it, though. You probably hit that, like, adrenaline point where, like, you know, they say, like, parents can lift cars when their kid's, like, in trouble or something. You probably hit that full max-out mode.
Yeah. It was wild.
That's crazy. I've never heard of someone landing a trick and then sleeping for 2 days to recover.
You can ask any of the boys there. I was so tired, I couldn't unfold my bed. I just slept on it, folded up in the corner of the room. I was so tired.
That is legendary stuff, man. It just makes the whole story even funnier and so crazy. Funny. That's dope, man. Well, dude, like I said, I really appreciate you coming by, especially with you landing it just literally less than a week ago from this episode coming out. So it's still fresh in everyone's mind, and hopefully everyone will continue to just follow your journey, man.
Yeah, follow your dreams because you can make it happen. I didn't think I was going to land standing double back when I did, but it was so spontaneous, and random is the best. So,
dude, hell yeah.
Yeah,
I appreciate it, man. You've had a really unique perspective, and I think you'll really inspire a lot of younger kids out there just seeing where you started just years ago to being the third in the world to land a move like this now, man. So, real quick, man, if you can, swing that mic in front of you, take a look at that camera, let people know where they can follow you on Instagram and YouTube.
You guys follow me on Instagram at Tanner Witt, and subscribe to my YouTube. It's also Tanner Witt. Yeah.
Perfect, man. Hell yeah, man. So thank you for coming by, dude. I really appreciate it. And for all of you out there, please be sure to hit that like button, comment, and subscribe for brand new episodes each and every week. Join us every Monday for brand new jam breakdowns and every Friday for brand new JAMCast interviewing influential members of the movement community like Mr. Tanner Witt himself. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to give a special shout out to Mr. Connor Simon for running the cameras and the switch wrap as always. We got to give a special shout out to our guest this week and the third man to land standing double back, Mr. Tanner Witt.
Thank you.
Go check him out at Springy Toad. And as always, guys, I'm your host, Travis Wong. Thanks for joining us here on another JAMCast. Until next time, we'll see you all soon. Peace.